Before we delve into this part, I want to extend a heartfelt thank you to all our loyal viewers for your continued support and enthusiasm. If you're just joining us or need a refresher on the journey so far, be sure to check out the previous parts by clicking on the playlist link in the card above. And remember, if you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Your support keeps this channel going strong. Alright, let's dive in. Previously, in part 6, it ended with two loser royal guards of the Barco family teasing our friend Kevin. While Roman learned about the secret behind Moron Roman's suspicious suicide from Anthony Barco. While Roman was on his way out of the palace, the two royal dimwits of Barco started making fun of Roman in front of Kevin, calling his Lord Roman a moron. This disrespect toward his beloved Lord Roman made Kevin furious, not realizing his status. One of Barco's royal lackeys started beating Kevin, and although Chris tried to protect Kevin, the thought of tension between the two royals led him to stay put at that moment. Chris couldn't do anything even if he wanted to, as it would bring consequences to Master Roman. The dirty guards of Barco were not satisfied with beating Kevin enough, so one of the guards started attacking him again. But at the right moment, Master Roman arrived and stopped the royal lackey from beating Kevin. This harsh behavior of the royal guard toward his disciple Kevin made Roman furious, so he slapped the royal Barco guard tightly. Until the guard realized what happened to him, Roman slapped him again. Barco's lackey got slapped by Roman again and again until he couldn't even raise his head to look into the demonic eyes of Master Roman. On the other hand, a moment ago, Anthony Barco also received a reality check from Roman. While Anthony attempted to trap Roman with false accusations and useless warnings, little did he know that Roman was no longer a moron. Roman refused to comply with Anthony's wishes and instead countered with a barrage of researched facts, leaving Anthony frustrated. Roman reminded Anthony that the Dimitri family held the most power and wealth in the Northeast, while the Barcos were essentially worthless, relying solely on connections. Roman turned the tables on Anthony, leaving him unable to retaliate. In desperation, Anthony struck a deal with Roman, agreeing not to interfere as long as it concerned the Lawrences. With that settled, Roman left the room, but his presence lingered in Anthony's mind. The once rich and flashy Anthony now felt intimidated and scared, realizing how much Roman had transformed from a mere moron into a formidable commander exuding an aura of darkness. Returning to the present, the news of the fight reached the flustered Anthony's ears. The royal guard pleaded with Roman for forgiveness as a crowd gathered to witness the spectacle. Chris and Kevin attempted to intervene, urging Roman to stop the beating, but Roman remained unfazed, indifferent even to the point of risking his own life to punish the guard. Amidst the chaos, Anthony Barco arrived on the scene, accusing Roman of breaking royal law and demanding an apology. Despite Roman's attempts to reveal the true bully, Anthony berated him for crossing the line. However, Roman swiftly silenced Anthony, reminding him of the potential consequences to their family's relationship, igniting Roman's anger. With a menacing gaze, Roman's demonic eyes pierced Anthony's soul, leaving him with no choice but to side with Roman and remain silent. Roman then resumed his punishment, instructing the guard to brace himself as he unleashed a devastating blow. This new incarnation of Roman, no longer a moron but a formidable and powerful figure, made it abundantly clear to all present that the old Roman was gone. With that, Roman Dimitri departed for his kingdom with Kevin and Chris, leaving behind a transformed legacy. On the way back to the Dimitri palace, Kevin and Chris feel responsible for the chaotic incident that occurred, apologizing to Roman for the insult inflicted by the Barcos. Chris also expresses remorse for not intervening to protect Kevin from the Barco soldiers. Roman acknowledges their apologies and expresses gratitude for their loyalty in handling the situation in his absence. However, he also makes it unequivocally clear to both Kevin and Chris that no one should dare lay a hand on the Dimitri family. With his characteristic intensity, Roman instills a sense of pride and determination in them, reminding them of the importance of their roles as soldiers in the Dimitri army. According to Roman, under his leadership as the heavenly demon, there should be no opposition to the Dimitri family. Chris and Kevin are urged to fully embrace Roman's ways and adapt to his standards, ensuring their unwavering allegiance to the Dimitri cause. After some motivation and ominous warnings, they arrive at the palace. In the next scene, we see Roman delving into the study of the Barco family's peculiar movements. He discovers that the Barcos, though not significant for a century, experienced a sudden rise in the northeast. This ascent was attributed to the influence garnered from connections within the central government. Roman and his servant Hans are taken aback by the Barco's weak military status. Among the 6 kingdoms of the Salamander continent, the Cairo kingdom stands out as the weakest due to its vulnerable borders, making it susceptible to attacks from neighboring kingdoms. Roman comprehends that this vulnerability might have driven the Barcos to seek alliance with the central government for protection against foreign aggression. They sought significant support, which the government provided. Meanwhile, the central government reigns as the most powerful and feared authority. Any kingdom that defies its orders risks immediate conflict with the government, leading to a state of war. The Barcos were able to secure substantial loans from the Gold Bank due to their powerful connections, bypassing the need for collateral. They utilized these funds to enlist the services of the Burj Mercenaries, a company comprising over 100 ranked mercenaries profiting from territorial conflicts. After thoroughly studying the Barcos, both Hans and our determined Roman conclude that an attack on the Lawrence kingdom by the Barcos is imminent, likely within the next 15 days. Hans expresses concern for the weak Lawrence family, fearing they may not withstand such a formidable threat for long. Despite Roman's promise to Anthony Barco not to interfere in the Barco-Lawrence conflict, he recognizes that the Demetris currently holds superior strength compared to the Barcos. However, the other northeastern royals do not perceive the Demetris as a significant threat. With his strategic mind at work, Roman devises a demonic plan to ascend as the greatest power in the northeast, seizing the opportunity presented by the impending conflict between the 2 kingdoms. Taking decisive action, Roman sees this as the perfect moment to fulfill the promise he made to his father, Boron Dimitri. Moving forward, a bloody B-ranked mercenary named Lucas enters Dimitri territory seeking to upgrade his armor at the renowned Iron Man's shop. This shopkeeper, known for his love of his work 3000, is a familiar character in our story. If you need a refresher, you can refer to previous parts to catch up on the full narrative. Lucas leaves his worn second-hand iron armor with our 3000 shopkeeper and decides to explore the kingdom. After a few minutes of wandering through the market, he comes across a bustling bulletin board where a crowd has gathered, reminiscent of the way viewers flock to subscribe buttons to help channels grow. Intrigued by the gathering, Lucas approaches to see what news has attracted so much attention. To his astonishment, he discovers that the crowd has gathered for a mere recruitment notice issued by none other than Roman Dimitri himself. Roman is seeking to recruit approximately 30 individuals, and the offered wage of 8 silver per month surprises Lucas, as it is more than enough for a family of 4 to survive comfortably for about 5 silvers. So, despite the high risks involved, the wage offered by Roman for the recruitment isn't bad at all. However, there's a special condition set by our determined protagonist. All recruits will belong to Roman himself rather than the Dimitri family, and they must be willing to sacrifice their lives for him without hesitation. An old man informs Lucas that the recruitment limit may have already been reached, rendering further attempts futile. Lucas, confident in his B-rank status, scoffs at the notion, asserting that he wouldn't settle for less than 50 silvers a month before swearing allegiance to a noble. However, upon realizing the significance of the recruitment, Lucas is taken aback by the worth of the offer. Amused by the thought of risking their lives for someone like Roman Dimitri, Lucas voices his disbelief, unaware that his words echo loudly for all to hear at the bulletin board. The crowd stares at him with intensity, as if ready to devour him for daring to insult Roman. The old man attempts to clarify the situation regarding Roman's transformation, but like many others, Lucas remains skeptical. Even though he doubts Roman's powers and abilities, his suspicions are dispelled by someone with ties to Kevin. And that concludes this exciting recap. But before you go, dear viewers, don't forget to show some love by smashing that like button, sharing the video with your friends, and dropping a comment down below. And here's a little challenge for you. Leave a comment with Roman 3000 to let me know you're eager for the next part of the recap. While you eagerly await the next episode, feel free to binge watch the previous parts of the series in the playlist on the left, and check out some other captivating manhwa recaps on the right. Oh, and remember to subscribe. Otherwise, I might just have to file a complaint with Roman himself.